so many champions down.
Yeah.
There is just, I feel like as long as we ban things like Skarner, Kalista probably going to remain banned, unless, and again, we are in Game 5. You can do absolutely outrageous tactics here. You can fully ban a single role. You can try and get a priority pick for yourself. You can leave open all the OPs. Although, I mean, looking at the drafts, not a whole lot of OPs.
Well, it looks like maybe it's the let's ban away a role and pick Maokai. That is, or pick Skarner if that's going to be left up. Because now they kind of have to ban both. Oh dear.
There it is.
So Kalista is going to be left up and available, or the Skarner is going to be left up and available. Well, so what does HLE do?
What do they do?
You could ban Kalista and then kind of force the Skarner ban. That might be something that they could look at. But it then means that that blue side advantage that you've been given becomes a whole lot less valuable. So the Galio is going to be the ban instead. So one of either Kalista or Skarner or both are going to be left up. And so do you just ban Nautilus? Maybe you just ban something else entirely and go for the trade.
Yeah, try and trade here. We'll see what T1 their plan is. Theoretically, have the ability with red side to get counter picks.
I think Skarner is still too strong.
I think you have to ban Skarner.
I mean, they did.
That one.
Okay, the Nico is going to be banned away. So Skarner first pick. A lot of the things that you pick alongside it have been played or banned already.
And then you probably for trade get Kalista Renata, which as far as T1 is concerned, I think you're always going to be happy about.
Because they've already banned the Nico, right?
Exactly.
So the big answer to it has been removed.
Yeah, it's telegraphed, right? Like that's 100% what they're going to do if they get the opportunity here. So what does...
Unless they
do they pick Kalista instead? It looks like they do, so that's going to be Skarner.
Oh my god, that is such a gambit.
And then, well, I mean, is it? Because now you kind of force T1 to go Skarner Renata.
Skarnata.
Although, theoretically, Delight can also just play Rel. And I don't think, Kalista Rel is still great.
I mean, Kalista Rakan is also pretty strong.
Are you
Draven Skarner? Look at this man's face.
Oh my
Smash
god.
just like completely unenthused. I'm just gonna lock in the Draven, and they give away the Renata. So the Kalista Renata is what he has to go into. Oh, Kerry is gonna have to cook something.
Yeah, because I don't think they're just gonna go Draven Rel. Right, like I'm looking, Rel, Nautilus are still open, but if they pick Renata, you can't pick Nautilus. There's absolutely zero way. As a Kalista Renata comes through.
Oh, okay. What is Zeka going to be doing here?
Needs to blind the
Sandra is a really interesting choice.
With Kalista, you know, you're going to be playing for early game anyway with this setup.
Cannon.
That's also a comfort pick for Zeus. Hard to counter.
Oh, this is a big one, actually. I think Talia works well because Zeka is pretty good on this champion, but it also blocks it from Faker. One of his better champions can really warp the mid game as well.
Yeah, what are we gonna pick here?
And you can't pick Poppy, so now you can't pick the rocks into the Kalista, and you can't pick the Poppy.
Yeah, because so normally, exactly, and normally you would go Yone, which is taken away. That I would love.
Oh my god.
An Enchanter.
Yes.
Into, yes!
They're locking it. All right, bananas for everyone.
I love Fearless, man. Oh my god.
Oh, somewhere there's LS screaming at the TV, you know, he's like, yes, it's the Soraka angle, I knew it!
And I'm so, because if Carrier would have just locked, say Nautilus here, would have collectively just lost it. So I'm glad they don't. They do have engage with the Skarner, so they are still, have access to a consistent source of engage. As now, what are you gonna ban, like Nocturne? What other jungler are you gonna take? Like, we need to do some triple checks, like Brand? But Brand gives you too much AP.
It needs to be an AD jungler.
Okay, what about Zac? It doesn't, like, Zac, because you need engage.
Does Zeus somehow take the engage mantle?
You play like Ornn, or you can play Zac top, I guess.
You can play Malphite.
Yeah, into Draven? Yeah, Draven Soraka, I can see it.
I feel like yes, Rock might be the way. But we'll just have to see.
Who's going to get the counter pick as well? That's a big question.
God, this is a mesmerizing
I know!
Camille going to be taken off the board just to get rid of one of Zeus' best champions, and also you don't need engage them because then you just win by killing turrets in a side lane. Still could be an option if they would like to. Doran can also just lock Renekton to stop a lot of these more scaling top laners from being picked by Zeus, although Jack's not on the table. Camille now banned away. There are a lot of things that have been removed, even Aurelia.
TF taken away. I'm like, look, what we're talking about Veigar, TF.
My God.
We're not gonna get excited until anything's locked in. Until we see what is gonna be picked into this Talia.
It's a Cassiopeia for now. Is a consideration.
Into Callista. Being able to actually outtrade
Miasma, the last thing that can stop her from doing her bouncing around stuff. Kind of like that. Instead, Zoe going to be a consideration.
Oh!
Alrighty. This is, as the comp comes together for T1,
I'm not
learning very, like, I don't understand it.
Okay, you hit a bubble, and then you abduct them, and then Draven violently murders them. That's the angle so far. It depends on what the top lane pick is going to be here as well, and it's going to have to be Zeus who blinds it.
Oh, Peanut.
Peanut?
Oh,
yes!
we are Moo laughing.
What?
That's what we're doing. Back to 2010. Even Owner is just having a giggle about this one. Peanut's like, back in my day, Amumu was the #1 jungler because there were only 2 that could do it. Well, actually, there was 3. There was Rammus as well as Warwick, as Anivia for Doran.
Wait.
Fizz.
Okay,
no, we're just cycling some
stuff. It's fine. Yeah. It's fine.
I mean, Akali's still up. That's a crazy thing. So Akali's going to be locked, likely going into the hands of Doran.
Is it What do you mean it's Doran Akali into Olaf? What is happening?
Yeah, what?
I'm so confused.
Wait, and it's Doran Draven, and it's going to be Zoe Soraka bottom lane.
They're still swapping. They're still swapping.
I kind of wanted the,
I know, me too.
Zoe Soraka.
Wait.
The magical girl bottom lane.
Yeah, but like you hit a bubble and then you have the root.
Yeah, then you have the sun, and then no one can do anything, and then Starfall, and then you both die because you don't do enough damage to kill them.
I gotta admit, completely lost me on the Akali into the Olaf. Like
I looked at Kerry and it's like he's got his hand on his head. He's like, what happened? Because I'm personally agreeing. I don't quite know what happened. However, T1, if this snowballs, like imagine if they win this game. That would be absolutely absurd. Still, HLE, I think their draft looks like a draft.
I think HLE feel pretty good, right? You have good team fighting. You have a really strong bottom lane. I'm thinking specifically about I guess you hold off and then eventually beat him inside, but I feel like Olaf can get so beefy that it's hard for Akali to actually take him down reliably.
And they don't really have much that can cut down a tank. Like Draven is not necessarily known for being the best at doing it. Of course, if you do get those cash-ins, it's something that can work out. But this is maybe some extra time in the kitchen. Let's dive into Game 5. And I was about to say it without any prompting, but I've got in the teleprompter in front of me. G-Sun is like, the Viper skin selection was amazing. And as we can see here, it absolutely is. Woo! 10 out of 10 there from Viper. Peanut skin selection is actually the one that I really wanted to talk about because that used to have a global emote where you just cry like a robot. No matter where you are, everyone could hear you. And it had to be banned, and it was very funny when it happened in solo queue. As Peanut, not going to be able to do it now because unfortunately that bug has been fixed.
Did you say unfortunately?
Yeah, I thought it was great. You could just be permanently crying and frustrating everyone. And it's a Mumu, you know, like he just waddles into your lane and then you're just held in place forever and you die, and it's really frustrating. So it adds to that, you know, it's sort of like that's his theme. As Faker has been the self-proclaimed, in fact, best Zoe in Korea. See whether he can do it again.
There's a couple of strong competitors for the title.
Yep, and in fact has already been played by Showmaker so far. A lot of champions have already been played by Showmaker so far this season. But this is, I believe, Faker's first foray.
So what do these comps do?
Yeah, can you explain it to me, please, analyst?
No, because
I know the HLE side. I'll take the HLE side. You tell me what T1's comp does.
Okay, let's do HLE first. Let's keep it easy.
Oh, okay. So what HLE's comp does is it fights very, very well in a tight, enclosed space.
Yeah.
So if you set up for a fight and you get everyone to try and come in and do the things, then you can really hurt them a lot. What does T1's comp do?
So we have a bully bot lane. Actually, I think a lot of fighting power. Even if they do end up in the 2v2, Draven is one of the AD carries that can actually match the threat of a Kalista. Is one of the classic counter picks, right? Ashe used to be there, but I don't think it's quite as good as it once was.
Ooh.
And then Soraka should also have a good matchup into Delight, as they do not know.
Danger, danger. Yeah, Owner is going to cute little bandage toss interruption there from Peanut, but still going to take way too much damage.
Yeah, Peanut does have Conqueror, but in these short trades, obviously the Aftershock's going to get a lot more value. Peanut also doesn't really have any stats to speak of. And Mumu notoriously not the earliest fighter, not that strong.
No.
Still gets a little bit here as Delight.
Okay,
Owner still gets it.
Yeah, well, in goes Peanut, but immediately gets thrown into the wall. There's the heal. They're trying to do what they can, but no one really has damage as far as this 2v2. Zeus was moving up, and Smash wanted to get in there, but ultimately, we have a few buttons exchanged, and not too much more than that.
Yeah, that's going to be a big win here for T1, as Owner was able to pick up the red buff there, and now he's going to get the Crab and then clear topside jungle, so he's going to build a tiny lead. And Mumu, it's a level 6 jungler. You want to get there as soon as possible. Do note as well, by the way, Smash actually going for the cleanse here, which...
I think probably good.
Yeah, into Mumu, definitely, I think, a solid
I think
call.
into a Renata as well. Sounds like a pretty good thing as Flash. Revenue invested there from Faker. Yes, of course. Oh, now I have to keep track of whether it's a real Flash or not. Oh, man. Oh, Zoe. Okay. There are certain champions that used to...
Oh, Delight trying to safeguard Zeus here. Will he be on time?
Well, Zeus going to do his very best here. That undertow is working quite nicely. There's the flash forward. The full commitment is the handshake. He's so good in Owner. He's going to be taken down first blood and double buffs for the Olaf. Oh, it may not be over yet, as the undertow does slow down carriers. It is, in fact, over now.
Oh, my God. Delight.
All right. Oh, bandage toss.
Arrival.
Unfortunately, not able. Oh, he has a second one, of course.
Doran's
that wasn't available in 2010.
Wait, is Peanut fine?
Well, we'll just have to find out.
Okay, I guess he is. That was a little...
I mean, he's a Mumu. He's not fine because he's a Mumu. It's just always a bit sad.
Okay, so
never
now
really fine.
Owner does actually end up falling behind anyway.
Oh, goodness. Okay, Viper's having a better game.
The crowd just loudly yelling as the spear hits. Doran will be able to get back, but the fact that not only does Zeus stay alive there, but he also is able to get a counter kill onto Owner, who invests his flash as well, is absolutely huge. As we're taking a look, Owner is only level 3, and I think this dive, like that's a level 4 Olaf.
Look at the value, man.
The flash handshake, and Olaf is one of the champions where as long as he just gets the auto U with his W, like it's really hard to take him down.
Yeah. And that's the HLE fans pretty psyched about how this one's going. Oh dear.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
I mean, it's still it doesn't actually mean all that much of anything at all. I think that we are just so invested in how this game is going, and I understand you at home probably feeling exactly the same way, because Wallpark absolutely electric right now. There is a Skarner on the Rift. This champion has failed to not even lose games, but to die.
Smash.
As Smash is just looking to try and kill Viper. Delight moving up. Owner is taking a trip through the wall, and the Fates Call will say he's going to be fine.
Yeah, has to be invested still, though. That's barrier gone. As a Smash doing a great showcase. He has a BF sword, by the way.
Yeah.
So his autos hurt like a truck.
That is not a bad first buy.
No, pretty good. And Smash, that is something that we haven't really talked about yet. This composition is going to very heavily rely on Smash picking up a kill early on. Like, not too early, right? He wants to stack his passive as much as possible. But I think they need a cash out. As, he'll be fine. Walking it off as Carrier waiting for him nearby as well.
Yep, he's got a bit of a health bar to invest in that one, so Carrier is going to make sure that Smash is A-okay.
Owner should be able to get this and then make his way out.
Yep. just wanders over the wall. We'll be able to get into the red pit there as well, as Faker has also picked up a smite. Some extra smites are now available. The unsealed spellbook meta is coming back. So in theory, T1 are going to have a lot of control around neutral objectives in this game at the same time. The more I think about it, the more there are angles for T1 to make this composition work. And they're weird, and it all comes down to things like you have to kill the Soraka first, otherwise everyone lives. Faker can be all over the place all the time, and poking from massive amounts of range can also pull Peanut halfway across the map if he does land a bandage toss halfway through a portal jump. You know, there are some weird things that can happen.
Yeah, there's also, as you mentioned already, Skarner, which has been an absolutely broken pick for a long time. The entirety of the LCK Cup is also in the game.
Yeah.
Succeed the first play, but fortunately he is a tank known for just being relevant no matter what. There's also the fact that the Kalista has made it through for Viper. Viper has probably had the worst series out of anyone on Hanwha Live right now. Think hasn't really showcased, and again, comes with high expectations because he is a world champion, and we had the entire year of Viper Live esports.
There is quite a few world champions on the stage right now.
Yeah, just in this rift. But yeah, I'm looking at how these fights are going to play out, and for me, T1's comp feels very similar to what we had last time, where it's they need to get a pick, right? They need to either get Doran in the enemy backline and sow chaos that way, which can be tough. Zeka, obviously, with the Taliyah, is going to create a lot of threat there. As if they can get a kill into Smash, would be huge. Even getting a flash is big.
Yeah, Zeka not going to get all that much value outside of the flash from Carry, and that is... That's
nice.
To be perfectly honest, that is a massive amount of value, just because killing the Soraka is going to be such a big deal.
Yeah, Kara's positioning is going to have to be great this game. There was also the reason why I was actually like thinking about the Anivia is because the thing with Olaf is that you can't see him. So Zoe into Olaf also feels like one of those situations where like normally late game the threat of a bubble is always there.
Yeah.
But so the light can get pulled, and then Zeus can just tank it and not care as long as he has his ultimate available.
It's looking a little bit like cash-in time on T1's watch right now.
They're gonna have to look for that for sure.
As you can see, the sad mummy moving over towards his Merc Wolves.
Even Faker hovering towards it. I think they need all the help they can get. Don't forget, there is the bailout. Viper, both sums available as well. This is going to be a big moment. If they get the kill, that would be huge for T1.
Delight doesn't have ulti yet. It's not available as Faker gets over the wall, doesn't find the bubble.
Oh, and look at that. Yeah,
okay,
they know.
Yeah, Ono backs away.
That's the end of it because both Peanut and Zeka were in the area. Even without the ultimate, if that bubble hits, they look for a play. If it doesn't...
This might be the last opportunity, though, because Carrier, he has the Wish up and available. Delight didn't have that hostile takeover. And I think on the next wave, he should be able to get there.
So now this. It's Doran on the carry, which always leaves us with a bit of trepidation. But it's also one of those situations where we have not seen Top Akali in a very long time.
Yeah.
And again, my read is that he's probably going to go... We already see the Haunting guys. He's going to go for a more bruiser-heavy build. It's also a Conqueror as opposed to Electrocute, which we've mostly seen on the Kalis. And also, Rune is kind of crazy right now. To try and play for the longer skirmish. As Zeus picks up a Hex Drinker. Very good buy here. And again, as long as Smash does not pick up a kill... and Zeus just stacks MR, like, I don't think he dies in team fights. There's a Renata as well that can bail him out, make him even more of a threat.
There are prerequisites for T1 winning this game, and it does feel like the cash-in, the adoration stacks need to get
and
pretty decent value.
Particularly in Fearless, sometimes it's good to just return to Season 2 champions. You know, that's why I'm seeing a Mumu.
I mean, Season 1.
I'm seeing Olaf.
Yeah, I guess the Renata Kalista is a little bit out of whack. The Taliyah as well is a little bit too new.
Oh, no, they don't get full credit.
No.
Just a bit.
But that is not going to be feats of strength over to T1, but they might be able to get themselves 5 grubs, which will be very valuable in itself.
You can sense as well how nervous both these two teams are. Again, this is a final best of one that decides which of these two teams moves on, faces Gen G or DK. And a mistake here can mean the end of your LCK Cup. Bonkers that we find ourselves in this position, Atlas. 5th game between the two.
And those 5 grubs do go the way of T1. So some split pushing power here for the Akali. Going to be very, very good. but I don't think it really seals any deals or anything like that. Still not entirely sure about what a winning scenario looks like outside of Smash get lot kills and then they win because Draven big. Outside of that, I think it's going to be shenanigans and funny business. And Carrier finding, you know, a whole lot of value healing everyone up. You know, HLE wanting to go in and clear up a single target. Well, if Carrier is in range and it's not him that's the target, and they could make them survive for a lot longer.
Yeah, now we have the lane swap to come through as a Doran. It's very funny because the new teleport is a dash. He actually got stunned there.
Yeah.
Does take a little bit of damage.
Totally indirect buffs.
Yeah, that's a bit unfortunate for Doran. It was, I assume, pretty close to his Leandries, which Leandries makes a ton of sense. You're going to be going into double health stackers on the enemy team.
Yep.
But does have to use his TP. Also means that a possible contest for Drake might be a little bit harder. T1 have already rotated their bot side towards the, or their bot lane towards the middle of the, or bottom of the map. As there we go. That's what we're talking about.
Possible.
Smash getting a kill would be huge. They definitely cannot. This is Olaf.
Yep, 1,000 gold on the table here. Level 10 though for Zeus. He is definitely frightening.
Yeah, no shot. They're not going to. But they can just harass, right? And like just damaging the turret with the 5 grubs, even just getting a first turret block would be big.
Yep, Zeka trying to frustrate Doran, who sidesteps all of the buttons very nicely.
Zeus, or Zeka does have his TP. Doran does not. So do note that. Also, Faker has not gone. He's gone for Ignite instead, which so far hasn't really paid off. But I think makes sense. Because T1, again, I think is more plays out like a pick comp with decent team fighting if they can get that pick. And Zeka's now on his way. Doran cannot join. Like, T1 cannot contest this. So we'll see what their response is going to be instead. Looks like just pushing out the lanes and leaving it at that. Zeka probably doesn't even have to TP back. Can just rotate. Maybe Faker can catch him in the rotation. And they can get some damage on that top side turret. Is the first dragon. So 14 minutes. Quite late.
Yeah, I mean, not as late as it could be.
True.
As we witnessed the good old 25-minute dragon. Thank you, Falcor, for that one. Doran does go back and finishes his Leandri's Torment. And so he does eventually get that. Maybe they would have done something else if he had been able to complete that buy, so maybe the teleport doesn't come in or something like that earlier on, but ultimately not going to learn about that one. As the first turret going on over. Hextech going to be the next one. Imagine if it's Chemtech Drake for the Soul for the final game in this best of 5. That would be a buzzkill. Orcs, make sure that that doesn't happen.
We have Zeus and Olaf and Soraka in this game.
Honestly, maybe it'd be kind of
Hey, it's not that bad. Not that bad.
Okay, that's actually a really good point.
Oh, Zeka. I saw him do the...
Yep.
The Zeka, you saw it as well, right?
Yep, the classic eye drops.
The mid-game eye drop. Ooh.
Oh, he's charging up.
I've seen that before. It's Carrier and Zeus have been spamming the same emote at each other.
Yeah, over and over again.
As mentioned, so Leander's already done for Doran. I guess he's going to go Rift next. We've seen a lot of these...
Yeah, the double mask.
Yeah, double mask builds. Particularly when you're looking for longer skirmishes, you get a lot of value out of both the burn as well as the increased damage.
Well, Tiamat done here for Zeus as well, so Stride Breaker going to be on the way, I would assume.
Man, both teams are just like, guys, we cannot make
it. Yeah, we're not messing this up.
We're not making it.
Do not be the first one to mess it up.
But someone's got to break.
Ooh, bubble. Will be connecting here. There's a lot of damage.
Okay, never mind. I take back the little. That was...
Heartsteel not helping the MR too much.
Yeah, he also has Ludens and Sorkpan. So that's... and he's level 11, so Faker is definitely a big menace, and I think he needs to be for T1 to maintain control. T1, I do think...
Oh, that's a flash again.
Bandage toss there from Peanut. Because if T1 lose control, I think this composition doesn't do anything. Right? Like, you have Soraka and Zoe, like, good luck ever retaking control of an area.
Oh, yeah. This is an eclectic comp, if ever we've seen one. But, man, if they won with it, would that not be a story? As they're looking to take a Rift Herald with it, and that should be something that they could do. Teleport just about back up again for Doran as well. So Zeus losing that advantage. And HLE, yeah, they're not going to risk it. So that will be the Rift Herald taken. Viper with a little bit of extra time is going to move towards this outer turret, but doesn't have any grubs, doesn't have enough damage to take that one down.
Actually using his ultimate there to ensure, as love this from Zeka.
Yep. As the Rift Herald does just bypass it entirely, but it stops the rest of T1 from moving over. Oh, the handshake to pull Owner back. Peanut possibly out of position, gets the Curse of the Sad Mummy down, and the seismic shove is good, but Owner is immortal. He just doesn't take damage. He's caught twice. The bubble goes wide just somehow. I think Zeka was just moving down randomly.
But that's a big win for Hanwha there, because
Yeah, they take the outer turret top.
T1 desperately wanted the kill there, didn't quite find it. And Hanwha Life,
The Blue
unbothered.
Blades! It's the Blue Blades once again, Chronicler! No. Smash needs to find a kill. All right, Zeus throws an axe towards Doran.
So I can see the benefit, like the big thing with Akali is that one of the problems with Olaf, particularly if he does get fed, is he just runs you down in every matchup. Can't quite do that.
She does go disappeared.
Yeah, well, and then you also have like enough mobility. As Owner tries to go for the ult, whiffs, then Peanut ends up queuing to a minion, which he definitely did not want to take, but didn't really have a choice. And then the flick kind of saves it. Heal invested by Keria as well, and then Faker trying to use a stolen flash to get a bubble. Because again, as we pointed out, they desperately want to get that kill onto Smash. That would balloon the gold lead out of nowhere.
435 stacks.
Oh, that's what this
We're like
feels
1,300 gold territory for a kill for this guy.
You can see as well, Hanwha Life, they know. They will want to overstep. Look at the itemization even. Zeka going for the most defensive build you can imagine. He has Phase Rush, then he has Resolve, he has Archangels, and Merc Treads.
Yep. Now
he
he has
any
Sarah.
risks, Atlas.
Nope.
Oh, there you go. Yep.
Well, this could be a kill onto Delight, who
Even
does have Fate's Call, so never mind. It's never going to be a kill onto Delight, because Viper exists.
Right,
backing on a ward, though. Backing on a ward might mean that... Okay, Delight is not going to do it. It's okay, he just explodes, he was out of range! Still, it's not going to be a cash-in, but that is a kill for T1.
Should be Dragon.
Yeah. Hextech, no joke as well, as Peanut really wants to press Q.
Come on, get us Infernal. Do it.
Ox.
Wait.
It's your time. As Zeka looking for an angle as Owner gonna get the flash by just pressing his R button. Teleport brings Doran in there. Shuriken backflip doesn't connect onto Peanut.
Still a member up. Delight, 4 seconds. Will be having to walk his way back. Cryo made for Hanwha though.
Yeah, HLE feeling like they can still tussle for this one.
Well, there is still the Curse of the Sad Mummy, as well as the Viper and Delight combo. Whereas no ult for Owner here. That's one of the reasons why Skarner feels so busted to play against.
No flash for Carrier as well, which is really important. HLE, if they take him down, Soraka value that can be so high will not be there.
Banana Burst control, Owner trying to retake it, but he needs to be so careful. He can't be the way that Peanut makes his X's into the backlines, Peanut.
Oh yeah, you can see Fake. Zoe can warp games so much. If a few of these paddle stars connect, it's going to be so dangerous. That bubble is going to go wide, though, as Zeus fighting Doran towards his bottom side. The Dragon has been started here as Delight made it back to the battle.
They can let this go. It's more important to get a kill on Smash. Hanwha Life, though, they want this.
Yeah, there's the bandage shots to bring them in. Smash immediately cleanses. The Dragon secured here by Peanut as they throw Delight in, but no joy. Carrier a lot of sticks in him as Doran finds the backline. Peanut! Oh, there is the shutdown, the cash-in for Smash. So much money into this Draven. And who cares if they lose the Dragon? Getting this guy fed is so important.
And it's Doran that sets it up against his whole team. A lot of damage to come down. That's 1,000.
That was 1,400 gold. Yeah,
that's 1,000 extra gold coming through there for Smash as we take another look. So again, T1, this is only a second Dragon. Not a necessity, but they need to ensure they win the fight. Cleanse comes through. Owner doesn't actually go down thanks to Kara keeping alive. Delight, crucially, doesn't get the knock-up onto Smash. And then Doran is the one that does all this damage to Peanut, and with the stacks farmed, Smash is at the ready. There's no way for Peanut to get out. And that is going to be... There you go. And we went from a Draven with a BT and a couple of
That is that kill. He is that kill ahead.
Yeah.
And it looks insurmountable. T1 now with a 2,000 gold lead. Largely off the back of exactly that. We're having a look at the results right here.
It's not enough, though. Like, that's big. Keeping Smash safe is going to be a high priority in team fights. And we'll see if Hanwha Life can actually get on the backline here.
It's a Mountain Soul as well, so Ox, thank you for that one.
Good enough, we'll take it.
Yep. Still gonna, like, I don't know what this T1 composition does if a Mountain Soul is ever collected by HLE. because
yeah, I don't like
getting through Zeus is almost impossible. Peanut will be immortal.
I don't think the the Seraph's Merc Treads Talia is gonna have a great time getting through a Mountain Shield as well.
I also think that the instruction book doesn't actually have after Soul has been picked up in it for this composition.
I really, for most compositions, it shouldn't. If you lost Soul, your game's just not gonna be that good. You know, it's gonna be a tough.
You're like flicking through it. You're like, if Mountain Soul, what do we do? The answer is, if Mountain Soul for enemy team, things probably bad. Don't
let them get the Mountain Soul.
Yeah.
You know, that's where they get you.
Yeah.
You just need to think outside the box. And it's not give them it.
That's what they've done. As Delight, still very squishy.
Well, I mean, we don't know that. Half Life could very well get it. 2-0 in Dragon's Atlas.
I mean, I have absolutely no idea how this game is going to go. As Peanut's going in, I know which way he's going to go. As Flash out from Ona.
Oh, Zeka keeps.
No one's taking any risks, man. You can feel the trepidation 100%. On both sides, apart from Peanut.
Leandri's done as well. Peanut has to. He's the engage.
Yeah.
He's also Peanut. He's kind of, well, that, and he's also kind of the only hard engage in the game. I know Skarner, but Skarner is so telegraphed, you know?
Yeah, and he also just kind of, drives at you.
I do think that, the more I think about it, if T1 can stack even a Drake or two, with Soraka.
Yeah, no, Mountain Drake is so strong.
Is actually going to have a really big damage problem. I think that Zeus' damage is going to fall off as we get deeper into the game. This Olaf thus far hasn't really had too much done. And then you're going to be relying on just the wombo combo. But again, if Carrier doesn't get caught in those, he's going to be able to keep people alive pretty well. He already has the redemption. I actually was expecting him to go Mikhail's, which I imagine will be the second one.
And just, so maybe Zeka going for this more defensive sort of choice on this Talia is a mistake, because he is sort of the pure damage. Even Viper is a little bit utility on this Kalista as the game goes on.
That's the thing, because I would imagine Viper is going to build one more damage time, and then he's going to go towards Jack shows and other things we've seen to try and keep the Kalista relevant.
Yeah.
Till late game.
Well, Arakan towards the bottom side of the map this time around. T1 retaining exactly the same gold lead, approximately. Has extended just a little.
Cool. The next fight, we're going to have to see if... It's basically, can Zeus and Peanut get on top of Smash? That I think is what it's gonna boil down to.
And also, we don't have feats of strength yet. One more objective for HLE and one more kill for T1.
It's such a Game 5, Atlas.
This is such a Game 5.
Oh my god. Oh, there we go.
Sometimes start Arakan.
Wait,
was that in the rulebook?
They're not reading it at all. Well, they are. Pings are coming down, but they're already a good... Look at the spears.
There are so many sticks.
Oh, T1 was caught off guard.
Yeah, there's a teleport in from Doran. They're going to back away.
Oh, it's still leashed.
Wait a second. Yeah, it's still leashed. Zeka can now move down, but this has now become a fight, and a smite fight for this one. I don't know whether you want that. As the Impale, it doesn't connect onto Peanut as the Whirling Death almost takes him down, but he's now not in range. The Wish comes in, and Doran has executed Peanut, but into the backline they go, and oh my god, this Olaf is obliterating them. Still they get the buff, but they're just walking gold now for this Viking who is yelling and screaming. They're running the wrong direction to try and keep these buffs alive. It is still high value. Don't get us wrong. And if they get out, it's massive. But Zeka has found Doran, throws a big rock at him. And I think that Doran is going to be taking the relocation way out of this fight. And there he goes. Carrier going to be going back as well. And Zeus almost got there.
Hey. What does this matter? As we do get the feats now done for T1, what does this matter for Dragon? That's the real question, because Peanut's up. Smash is actually for real dead. I think actually he should be able to. Doesn't matter. We'll see when we get back. As the fact that Owner doesn't find Peanut immediately ends up being huge. Faker then gets taken for it. But it's Doran getting the execute.
Oh, and the hostile takeover value was gigantic.
And it's the Olaf in these situations, as we highlighted, can really run amok if this isn't a classic front to back, if they don't have the damage to focus him down. Level 15. And it looks like, I think On My Life are very happy with that. Yes, you lost Arakan, but who cares, right? If you have the opportunity to get Cryo.
And remember, the rulebook doesn't have Mountain Soul in it. We don't know what to do.
Oh, they have to retake. I don't know if they can. I think they might have to just give it up. Yeah.
Yep.
Humble Life!
Rock's now on the ground as it looks like HLE will be able to secure this area. They do manage to take that one down. Delight in a little bit of trouble here. There's a lot of projectiles just flying around all over the place.
Oh, Doran was thinking about it.
Yeah, Weaver's Wall. Zeka just going to get into position to hold this wave. His turret is looking very low, but the minion wave is just gone. T1 Baron? Yep, that is certainly an option.
They would never see it coming.
No one would ever see it coming.
Never. Okay, so soul points taken. Otacon buff was basically useless for T1.
Well, I mean, Smash still has it, I guess, for 30 seconds.
Yeah, okay, so Smash died before it was taken, and then has access to it now. That makes sense. I don't think that's going to matter, though. Maybe it safeguards a second, but it's 20 seconds, so he's not going to get any value out of it.
Still, T1 have leads kind of everywhere. We can see that Smash, certainly a big one. Viper has been able to close that gap just a little bit from farm and other things. But also 1.1 thousand gold, the lead for this Skarner. Tank advantages, I guess, maybe just mean nothing. But Doran's been able to hold on to his own quite well in this top lane matchup at the same time. As Riftmaker now done.
Terminus done for Viper. What I imagine will be his last damage item. We'll see. Terminus gives you a lot of extra...
He might go for something like a Wit's End or something like that.
Yeah.
Even Mercurial Scimitar could be pretty powerful. Just if he gets caught in a Soraka circle.
IE done for Smash. I think I'm going to be feeling good about that one. Faker really wants this death cap. Doran, also you love to see it. Building a Void Staff. What I imagine will be Void Staff, maybe Cribblue, but any pen is good in this instance. And still, we have 5 kills in 28 minutes. And you know what? If anyone out there posts the screenshots like, man, this is boring. No, this is
not.
This is build up, okay? We are building, I don't know what we're building up to. It might be one blowout team fight into GG, but you can feel the tension, Atlas, between these two teams. Everything on the line, and there it is!
The T1 Baron.
It's perfect!
Does get swept, but T1 knows that they know, and so now that they know that they know that they will back away.
All right, it's fine. Red herring. Yeah. Move on to the next play.
Well, that's a bubbled Sentinel. As T1 wanting to move Peanut out of here. Should be his blue buff secured, though.
Wait, they have 2 smites.
Yes.
So Doran gonna match. Zeus' death stand's done now as well.
Sleepy minion.
Very hard to chew through.
I am... Okay.
I'm mesmerized, Atlas.
So am I.
I have a tough time. We gotta remember to breathe.
Yeah, we gotta remember to do our job. Well, I just want to watch. Okay, T1.
Well, we can do both. That's kind of how
moving out of the river now. I guess that
is
true. I guess that is true. I need to keep talking though.
Yeah, it's fine. Like, let's not pretend that you wouldn't be talking if we were just watching.
Oh, that's true actually. Damn it, I've been trumped. Okay, Faker looking to try and next steal the crab. Just helps take it for Peanut.
Yeah, next Drake is going to be a possible breaking point because Humble Life can just give it up and take Nash. Right? Like, they can do the classic, we fake a move towards Dragon, T1 has to respond because if we get Mountain Soul, the game is going to be very hard for them, and then we pivot towards a play on Nash instead. Death Cap's still not done, by the way.
And a big lead here for Smash as well. Currently 202 stacks, as we can see here. Not going to be getting quite as much, needs to stack up a little bit more. Remember, it was about 500 when he got his first kill, but the fact that they were able to get it really has helped T1 stay in this game. As this game goes, though, like, what do you do when there's an Olaf just running at you, especially when this one has been allowed to sit in a side lane and farm as
they're not taking any risks, Atlas.
No, he's getting out of there.
Oh, a hint of action? I must be gone.
Well, now there is a minute until this Dragon. And Peanut looking to try and clear out some vision where he can.
Death Cap going to be done for Faker, I'm sure.
Yeah, Doran.
He's level 16.
He's found this ward. Okay. Viper. Gonna get snared here as Owner looks for it and doesn't get it.
These handshakes have been crazy.
Yeah, Delight has been on pretty impeccable form.
I'm pretty sure there was also in the previous fight, like Delight handshook. Because I know that Owner got displaced. I wasn't 100% sure what it was. I thought it was the flick initially, but Zeka definitely wasn't there in time, so I guess it must have been Delight. But something displaced him to the point where he couldn't get the ultimate on Peanut. And 26 seconds. Fighting for mid lane prio here. Neither team wants to give that up as the bubbles do not hit. And again, Humble Life, they don't need to care about this Dragon at all. They can just run towards Nash, try to do that instead.
Yep, they would very much like to take it. However, they don't need to. They got a few extra chances.
All right, we have Zeus on the flank. Levels, we're starting to get close to max here for many players as well.
These mid lane avatars are so incredibly low. All right, Zeka and Zeus getting to work on this one. It is spotted.
They know now.
Ona moves on in. A bubble going to connect onto Peanut. That is such huge news, but unfortunately not able to find the paddle star as now Zeus may need to try and get out of here. Remember, he has no way out. There is the curse of the sad money, but Peanut is going to get executed. You can see now the Olaf chasing after Smash, but the Soraka's doing a job to bail out. Not able to work. And now it's Viper that needs to do it. He finds one, but Smash just executes him. It's an axe to the back of the head. And Zeka will not have the damage. T1 will find a team fight.
And that Blasco might be what ends up deciding this game, Atlas! Just one silly little Blasco. Just one!
Oh, Brendan Valdez is somewhere extraordinarily upset as T1 with 4 members and now moving towards the enemy base. Is it over right here? Surely not.
Oh, I don't know.
It's 32 minutes. They've taken the inhibitor now. They've got a minion wave. I mean, Peanut's going to be here, but can he kill the wave in time? I don't think so. He gets on top of Smash, and he needs to kill these minions. He will be able to get them. He's got a lot of bandages. His turret is so incredibly angry, and T1 will back away. Still with a gigantic lead. We have to say that, but the game still goes on.
I would not be unclenching. I've seen Peanut's comeback potential in the previous game.
Oh my god, okay, let's see this one more time.
So I think the call was we try to blast Doran, right? Like that is what it looked like to me because Smash isn't in position. So they go and use the ultimate, but Doran, his stopwatch timing is impeccable. Smash and Faker both use all the tools at their disposal, plus a Soraka, to ensure that Olaf doesn't get the value that he needs. Yep, you gotta.
Well, Owner is throwing rocks around. They have a wall set up, so it's just Baron for HLE.
Yeah, that's the price that they pay for their field and push. Could have just taken Ash.
Oh my
instead,
goodness.
Humble Life is taking this object. That means that we're not done, Atlas.
Oh, we are definitely not done.
If that Baron gets taken, that's it, right? Like T1 just end the game. But instead, Humble Life, they're just going to be able to farm up, be unbothered for now, and the threat of Soul remains in place.
All right. I don't know whether this is enough to put HLE back in the driver's seat as far as being able to win this game, but if they can convert this Baron into full control around the Dragon Pit and secure a Mountain Soul...
Yeah, the timing is going to be about 40 seconds before the Dragon spawns, but as you say, that can be enough to get the prio, place down all the wards that you need.
Okay, and now sieging. Wave clear, decent. As T1 will be able to take that one down. And Doran splitting towards that top side.
Oh, that stopwatch from Doran, or I guess Arm Guard, absolutely pivotal in winning them that fight. But looks like it's going to be a lot of gold to finish either item here.
Yeah, needs both Void Staff and the Zhonya's.
Yeah, and I think he's got to go for the Zhonya's first.
Yeah,
if we saw how that previous fight played out. Faker also building towards as much pen as he can reasonably find. Also for Smash, unfortunately, at some point you hit full build, and then it doesn't, it doesn't really matter anymore that you have your passive.
He does have a 3,000 gold advantage. Does use the Whirling Death there to scout out where the members of HLE are.
And there is, as you were saying, the Wit's End come through from Viper.
And also
more damage, and they need it.
Who kills Owner? Because he's got a, it's definitely not Viper, I know that much.
Well, Zeka has Leandries, right?
So I guess there's that.
Yeah, no one kills Owner. I think that's the neat thing.
So you kill everyone around Owner, and then Owner can't kill you.
That's actually what happened. Like, Faker, even with how that fight started, and Doran being basically still full of, like, Smash and Faker almost died to Zeus in that previous exchange, right? Like, they both had to flash. They had a Soraka safeguarding them as well. If they play that a little bit worse, I think that Zeus just starts getting the bailout, starts resetting, and T1 is very reliant as, oh, look at that Doran. Does actually have the Zhonya's. Did finish.
Yeah.
But you can see as well, Humble Life, they know they got another shot at maybe winning this game. And if the Smite goes Peanut's way, completely changes it, right? Because if the Smite goes Peanut's way, and you can't deny, realistically,
Do you know what that turns the
access.
game into, though? With the fact that T1 does have a 4,000 gold lead, they are still in control. They've got an open mid lane. Teleport coming in from Zeus here. What it does is it puts Elder on the map, and we're going to have... It's going to be an Elder flip. That is how Game 5 of HLE versus T1 here in the playoffs of the LCK Cup is going to end, Chronicler.
Please, I hope.
That's if Peanut gets this smite.
We'll
So that has to happen first. He's thinking about it, thinking about going for it. That bubble, oh my goodness, that could have just been end of the game right there. He's holding onto the bandage toss. That's a good flick. A good handshake there as well. Doesn't find the impale. And he could just be dead. Owner is in so much trouble. He's trying to drive his way out, and it works! Somehow Carrier, oh my god, the amount of damage that's coming through here is now Faker in trouble. Zeus going ballistic. The double knockup is so good with the Fate's Call. And now it's Zeus' time to shine. A triple as he executes Smash. And now they can definitely take the Dragon, but can they get even more off the back end?
And how poetic would it be if it's Zeus with his Olaf that ends it all? It's not going to be the Nexus, but the guidebook has nothing on this, Atlas. What do you do when you lose a mountain?
Oh my goodness, HLE. They were a Nexus turret away from just being out of this tournament. And then they come back, they take the Baron. Now they have Mountain Soul. And Chronicler, the game isn't over.
The best part is the actual best way to deal with this now is specifically as its owner, who's had an incredible series that on the Skarner just isn't hitting the mark.
Oh, and just the edge of the
unironically, this is one of the issues that you have when a champ is just perma-banned, right? Like, I don't think he's looked good on it, and he's had an incredible series thus far. And the seismic shots from Zeka have been absolutely insane. And then it's Zeus, who is able to get on top of the backline, and once he does, nothing that T1 can do. But it's the flick on Owner that starts it. It's the flick on the rest of the backline that ends it.
The one on Faker there in the middle of that fight, because otherwise, I think Faker and Doran can then fully take over. Doran, you could see there, was able to win his 1v1 on the back end, but then unfortunately, everything had gone awry elsewhere. If he was able to then come in and help out an even fight, would have been a very different story.
Oh my God.
This is a game of absolute inches, where we really had some blowout games in this series. Not to be the case now as Peanut moving over. Every time I'm seeing that, the electrical cord flying out, but Peanut holding onto it, not wanting to go overly aggressive.
It's so Peanut as well to be 0-4-2 and still...
It feels so impactful.
Yeah, I know.
I don't even know whether he has been, but it's still a Mumu, right? Like, you have an AoE stun, and that is always going to be something worth watching out for. And having two charges on Bandage Toss is pretty silly.
I actually think that the best way for T1 to win it, because that's the problem, right? Like, winning a team fight is going to be so insanely hard now with the Mountain Soul, is Elder. Like, that's the tool that gets you there. That's what gives you the damage that you need. As TP, I'm sure, is going to come in, Void Stuff done. That's a big buy for Doran. Does mean that it's a little bit easier as...
Leave his wall.
Owner can obviously just get through. Will he choose
But this Baron is it's just gone. So they secure it. Can T1 find a team fight? That is the question. The bubble goes wide. Peanut might need to flash, but he doesn't have it, so can't actually get out of here. He's going down slowly but surely. Eventually he wants to just walk his way out, but now Owner throws down the Impale. They take down both junglers, but Zeus is just on top of Carrier. They've identified the key target. Doran gets into the backline. Goes forward. Viper will survive. Pulls out the sticks, and down goes the Akali. They sacrifice Peanut, but they take 3.
We're 40 minutes in. That might be it. The fact that Viper doesn't die there. Doran doesn't have the damage, the Mountain Soul coming up huge, and it's only Smash and Faker desperately gonna try to keep this game alive, but I don't think they've got it in them.
I want a petition. I want to make this part of the playoffs double elimination. I don't want to say goodbye to either of these teams, Chronicler. It is too early.
Wait, Atlas.
Okay, we don't have to. Never mind. This game is just going to go forever. It will just go forever. We will never have to worry about double elimination or any other games in the future because this game is permanent.
As starts off here, Owner knows if he E's there and he gets through the wall, he also won't have the tool to lock someone down, so they're going to give over the Baron. Then they attempt, and again, what was it this time? I don't know what it is. Is it another flick? The ult doesn't hit. Yeah, it's another knockback there. Actually ends up working out because he gets Viper and Delight, but the damage isn't there. The rest of T1 is getting zoned again. I think that the impact of this Olaf in the team fights, the threat that needs to be respected is so big.
Also, the fact that HLE realized that they kill Carrier, they just run at him, and then the fight becomes so much harder for T1.
Atlas, they haven't even got... There's been one inhib taken this game, and when T1 tried to end.
Yeah.
That's the only one.
And so now we are now up to the siege phase of HLE with Mountain Soul and Baron buff. We have a minute left on the Baron, so the last inner turret will be falling now.
Yes.
HLE have a 3,000 gold lead, which is big for 8 minutes in the game. For 42.5 minutes, it's not so much. As Delight just takes a large chunk of his health bar. Weaver's Wall, and that's going to knock Owner over. He is thankfully extraordinarily tanky. They do lose their inhibitor turret. As now Peanut flashing forward gets this cleanse out of Smash, and now Viper is looking for him. Can they execute him? Yes, they can! Viper now right in the back line, and he's getting bailed out. Will he be able to find it? The answer is probably yes. And look at this immortal Viking. Throws the undertow, takes down his former mid laner, and HLE, our LCK champions of last year, will be staying alive in the LCK Cup. What a marathon! My God, this series was too much. T1, an absolutely heroic performance throughout, and I think I speak for everyone here when it's just so sad that we have to say goodbye to one of these teams.
You can see as well.
The camaraderie, it continues.
Camaraderie.
From the start of game one, when they were fist bumping, there were smiles, and even here, there are smiles between these players. A lot of respect between all of them. But what a series. Like, you gotta just smile and laugh at the end of that.
You can't be mad after a game like that. Game number 5.
And look at Zeus. He's like, I don't know, man. Like, some of the things were potentially not all right. As you can see, Gumayushi actually ran into him after game number 4 as well. Was, of course, here with the team.
And what an ending. And how fitting as well is that even as close as that final game was, in the end, it does feel like the team that had the most cohesive team comp after 5 games of Fearless ended up making it happen.
Yep. And even then, I don't know whether that was anything to do with it, because this was a game that was Mountain Soul needed to be picked up. They were one Nexus turret away from just losing the game.
Like, that's the point where you're going to go back to T1, like, what if we just took Baron?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of those what-ifs, right? But you have to make choices in these games, and I feel like a lot of these choices were opted out of in this one just because of the stakes that we saw.
Atlas.
Who gets POM? Holy...
What? I went for Zeus.
Zeus. I think I probably would have gone for Delight.
I mean, it's Gnar.
I know Delight had the Elise.
Chase.
Yeah. Some of those handshakes, though, in this game was so impactful.
For this game, I'm with you, but for the whole series...
Game 1, it's pretty Delight. His Alistair was pretty good.
It was.
There was a few moments. I'd probably be a Delight voter, but I don't even know. Yeah, I understand this. I think... So you know how you can cry at a whole lot of different things? This is like a stress relief cry, I think, that a lot of people are having. Like, finally, the shackles have been removed. The result of this game is in one way or the other, and the amount of relief is palpable. As HLE, I mean, it was not all sunshine and roses here for this team in this final game against the weirdest composition that we have seen since DK. I mean, T1 cooked in this series. You have to give them that. And they almost made this one work.
What a clash between these two teams. Still complex. I actually thought we were going to be here forever. I thought we were going to get the Elder.
I kind of wanted to be here forever.
I know, me too. Because, you know, that the fact that it didn't means it's over. That the series is done. That we said goodbye to T1. And also that you and Jonah Strong got the team right, but no one got the prediction.
Yeah,
you know what?
And honestly, in a series like this, I don't want anyone to be predicting this correctly.
What a present.
It's unprecedented.
We had the, like, just, I want to take this short moment to, like, the 5-men Peanut moment, Doran stealing Otacon, this whole game end sequence, like, what? You set the stakes at the top of the day, and I'm not going to lie. I'm like, Atlas, maybe you're overselling a little bit.
No.
No, none of that. Absolutely none.
And look at Viper. Like, in this game, flashes right into everyone just to make sure that Smash was dead. And they were just saying, look at Kalista, and yes, look at Kalista indeed. And Delight absolutely popping off as he does. Big grin for Peanut there. And you can see Zeus, I think, still seeming a little bit stoic in this moment after doing 31k damage.
Look at that. That's my Peanut. Lowest damage on his team, baby.
Hey, but at least he did more damage than Carrier.
Yeah, 200 Atlas.
I don't know about doing damage as
in a 43-minute game.
Doing damage as a Mumu isn't all that easy.
It doesn't matter at all, right?
Yeah.
Like, let's be real for a second here.
The Viper damage is pretty impressive. I'm not gonna lie. I think Kalista's can often look a little bit middling at the end of a game, even if they do win, just because it's hard to be in range. I guess against a composition like this, it's confusing.
Yeah, I feel like as we've gone better,
and it is Zeus that picks it up.
Kalista, yeah, does get it.
Oh man, I mean, the Jace game was some vintage Zeus and some vintage Na there as well. We really got our the full Zeus menu.
I actually think his Cassante game was better than the Aatrox, even though I think he had more.
I mean, the Aatrox is not setting a high bar, I'm not gonna lie.
It was just there. It didn't do a whole lot. What an ending, man.
I know there's a lot of people as well that are going to be sad to say goodbye to T1, but I'm just happy that we've got teams of this caliber that are going to be coming back for the LCK. The LCK, with its new and improved format for this year, is going to be absolutely bogus. But now it is time to hear from Zeus after that 5-game win.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Steer for the LCK Cup POM interview translation, joined by Zeus on the side of Hanwha Life Esports. Just took a victory over T1. The 5-game series. Congratulations! Thank you. It was a full 5-game series. It must have been so physically draining. So how do you feel? I think I already predicted that it would be a tough battle today. And I actually didn't get good sleep either. Despite that, I feel like maybe it's because I'm still young. I think I still have the physical capability to actually play it all out. How amazing. And with your victory against T1, you have advanced to the playoffs round 2. Did you expect this outcome? You know, there are so many strong opponents, strong big opponents ahead of us, and we were just faced off by the intimidating T1 so early on. And I feel like we have so many challenges ahead of us, besides today as well. Yeah, Silver Scrapes filled the air today, and this was your first best of 5 in a hard fearless format. And we honestly had so much fun watching as an audience. So how was it from the players' perspective? No, I think it really comes down to the champion pool of the team and the draft and the comps. And there are so many different comps that you can make off of all the champions' ults, so I think that's really what it comes down to. And yeah, in the final game 5 draft, you guys, how did you guys come up with the Olaf and Amumu pick? You know, whenever Keria played Soraka, and when we play against Soraka, we knew that it would actually make the game a lot tougher, and I think that was just something that we had in mind. We're really stuck in a dilemma until we came up with that counter pick. And this was an extremely bloody battle full of high-level gameplay with so many dicey moments. So what was the key factor of Game 5? You know, and during the game, there were so many accidents. And despite moments where our Nexus was about to get broken down, I think we just all were on the same page. We all had the confidence to actually win and come back. So, you have made it to playoffs round 2. And your opponent will be decided by the winners group number 1 team, D plus Kia. So who would you rather play, D plus Kia or Junji?
그 정규를
You know,
할 때는
this is not an
좀
easy question.
제가 좀 갈팡질팡했던 것 같은데 이제는 좀 뭔가 제가
During the
어떻게
group battle, I
플레이해야
think I
할지
was
좀
just
감이
really
잡혀서 저도 좀 자신이 많이 생긴 것 같아요.
wishy-washy on which team, or honestly, which team we would
뭐
like
둘
to
다
face. But I think I kind of have an idea. Honestly, I wouldn't mind facing either team at this point.
일단
And
사실
what is your
오늘
resolution going into the next
진행
match?
탈락이라서 정말 벌써부터 탈락하면 어쩌지?
No, we
하고
only get one
걱정을 많이
chance.
했는데
One
최대한 오래
defeat
살아남겠다고
means
약속드린
elimination.
만큼, 네, 최대한
And
오래
I made a promise
살아남도록
to survive as long as we can, so I really want to make sure that I get to keep my promise. And that's the end of the interview with Seus, and back to the Spacers. Thank you.